So CyberPunk 2077 is now fully optimized for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. CD Projekt Red showcased some gameplay today, which is what you're looking at. I stole some gameplay from them. Don't tell them. Shh. But yeah, the game is unfortunately still running at 30 frames. 30 fucking frames on the Series S. This is just really disappointing. I woke up today, went on Twitter. I was hoping to have a great day. I don't work or anything like that. Went on Twitter, and this is the first thing I see. 30 frames per second on the Series S. Huge disappointment. This is a game this is one of the most hyped games of all time. I mean, I think we can all agree with that. I still have not been able to play this game because I've been waiting for, a next-gen patch. And this is what we get. So I bought this game day one. We all know the bugs, all the problems that this game was experiencing, especially on last gen. That game was, oh my god, it was just absolutely awful. And so I put about 10 hours into this game at launch, and then I was like, you know what, let me just wait for the patch. So it's been sitting in my library ever since. I've been playing other games, waiting for this to be optimized. And then today comes, and it is only 30 frames on the Series S. Now, there is people out there that are going to say, well, guess that's your own fault. You shouldn't have bought the Series S. Guess what, motherfucker? I don't care about resolution. This console is more than capable of handling 60 frames per second. There's no doubt in my mind. I play Halo Infinite. I play Metro Exodus, I've played Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Odyssey, I've played Far Cry 6, I've played Warzone. I mean, Warzone has 150 players online. You're connecting across the planet, motherfucker. And I'm able to play at 60 frames per second in a huge open world map. So don't give me an excuse. There's no excuse that these games, Dying Light 2 a few weeks ago was only 30 frames per second, and Techland still hasn't been able to send out a patch and fix that. So I don't know what to do at this point. I mean, my brother has a Series X, so I can go and steal that every once in a while and play on there. But I might just have to throw the Series S in the trash at this point, because I don't know. It's like every game that I'm looking forward to, every game that like Dying Light was one of my most anticipated games of this, not even just this year, this generation. And that still is only 30 frames per second. So yeah, I honestly don't know what to think at this point. The Series S is obviously more than capable of handling games of this size and this magnitude at 60 frames per second. I mean, I already mentioned a bunch of games earlier in the video. And I don't know if CD Projekt Red just doesn't know how to optimize it, or maybe they're lazy. I mean, I'm going to say they're lazy. Because, I mean, it's already taken them a year and a half since this game came out. Or what has it been, like a year? Since this game came out to even just get a next-gen update. So maybe they just don't want to even go through the trouble or the hassle to release a Series S version and try to optimize it for that console. But I don't know what we do as Series S users at this point. Do we just get rid of the console? Because this is kind of scary at this point. Like, are all games coming out in the future just not going to be able to run 60 frames on this console? It kind of worries me a little bit. I mean, yeah, I say this every time. Give me 1080p, 60 frames per second, any day of the week over 4K 30 frames. I've never been somebody that cares as much for graphics or like resolution. I just want that smooth 60 frames per second. It feels so sexy. 60 frames per second is just incredible. And going back to 30 frames per second, it's just impossible. I can't do it. Once you go 60, you just can't go back. So if you're a Series S user, this is kind of worrisome. I don't know what we're going to do going forward. I don't know if... Again, Ubisoft is like our only hope, I guess, because every Ubisoft game that seems to come out is running at full 60. Like I mentioned earlier, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, all the Ubisoft games. I don't know what they have over there as far as like developmental team, but they have some good developers. They obviously know what they're doing. And I just think it's weird. It's like you can't give me a game like Far Cry 6, which is huge, and Assassin's Creed, and those are running at 60 frames per second, and they feel really, really good on the Series S. And then a game like CyberPunk comes out, and a game like Dying Light 2 comes out, and they're just not able to do the 60 frames. I don't know if that's more on the developer than the console. That's what I've been saying. This is not a console problem. This is a developer problem. I think the console is more than capable, and I get it, right? It's not as powerful as the Series X or the PlayStation 5, but it's still a powerful little beast. It is more than capable of running 60 frames per second. So another thing I was thinking of this morning is Witcher 3, which is one of my most played games of all time. I was hoping to go back on the Series S and try it at 60 frames per second, but I mean, CD Projekt Red is also the developer of that game. And if they can't do 60 frames on CyberPunk, I doubt they will be doing 60 frames on Witcher 3 for the Series S. So that's kind of disappointing too. Anyways, let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I will kiss you later. Peace.